Hello everyone and welcome to the Hisui podcast. I'm Wolf Tycho and I'm here with King5 and CrimsonTy.
Hello.
Hi. I'm here now. I've been talked about before.
Yeah, we've mentioned you a couple times.
Crimson's on the list of like people like he's like a checklist guy. Like we try and mention him every episode.
Yeah, because I think for like a little bit, at least at the beginning of the podcast, like for some reason you would just always get mentioned every episode.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
So yeah, welcome to the podcast. You're finally here after a while.
What episode's this?
36.
Don't scare me like that. Oh my god.
I guess I
yeah.
should introduce myself then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know.
Alright, quick introduction. I'm CrimsonTy. I'm Ethy's mod from like I showed up a year ago about I hate the player bump sound effect in Essentials and Pokemon in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a Persona 5 lover. Just Persona in general. So yeah, that's me.
Wait, what are your thoughts on like Metaphor ReFantasia then?
I have just started replaying it. Not replaying. I played the demo, and then I took a break, and now I'm back into it. So
Okay.
I haven't beaten it yet.
I've heard very good things about that game, so.
It is very difficult. It is so different from Persona.
Oh, okay.
It's different, but similar, but harder.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm having fun with it.
Yeah. Other than that, you've been the developer of a few fan games, and you've also been in the space for a while, I think longer than me.
Yeah, I've been here for many years.
Yeah.
Did I say every game I've made?
I mean, you don't have to.
I can do it. Let me just pull up.
What was your first jam game? What jam did you start with?
The
Was
second.
it Jam 2? Yeah.
The second jam. Oh my! Wait, you released a game before I did. That's
I'm saying I've been here for a long time.
crazy.
Let's see if I could find all my games. I think I've found a good supply of them. So, for my memory from order, I made my first one was Pokemon Error, and then for the second summer jam, and then pretty much all these are jam games mostly. There's Glitched Error, Experimental Traveler. All these are Pokemon, by the way. One of my favorites with things I've made, Super Kawaii Dating Sim, and then Super Kawaii Dating Sim Extra Edition. They are terrible. A lot of my games.
Doesn't, like, Extra Edition just, like, crash after, like, almost every trainer battle?
Sure does. A very serious Pokemon game. I don't think I said that one yet. I think there's Battle Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Ultra something.
Ultra Recon Tales.
Ultra Recon Tales, thank you. Battle Mountain.
Dungeon Exploration.
Dungeon Exploration, my favorite project. The Ultimate Rock Clicking Adventure. And then a very small one that took me like an hour, Surf Food. It's like 5 minutes long.
Huh.
And then I worked on another thing that Wolf knows about. That is maybe next
You see maybe next what?
month.
Wait, do I know?
You're playing it.
Oh, I talked about it
That
last podcast
project.
episode.
I'm still keeping a secret.
Oh, whoops.
Have you talked about it?
I
haven't
think we
watched the
met.
recent
If it's the
podcast.
project that I'm thinking
Yeah,
of,
we
we
may have
mentioned it last
mentioned it.
episode.
Oh,
mainly because I was like, EP, do you think Crimson would be fine with it? And he was like, oh yeah, he'd be fine with it.
As a game that would potentially release in 2025.
Whoops.
So
I mean, if you
Well,
want,
I
I can
don't
edit
care.
it out. Post Oga.
I mean, you can, I guess. Sure.
And just, you know, wipe all
Oh,
our
well, now
viewers'
I
memories.
now I just straight
don't
up
know.
alluded to the the game.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'll just say what it is. So Wolf made Pokemon Berserk, and I'm making a harder version of it with his permission. So yeah, I made that. It took like.
That is exciting.
So yeah.
And there are a little bit of story differences.
Yeah, I made quite a
A
few
little?
new Pokemon, new elements that you seem to not really like. Some you liked.
Mm.
Updated movesets, because some movesets are just bad. So yeah.
Yeah, I was trying not to mention Berserk this episode, but I guess we
when
haven't
you've got
beaten
the
that.
dev
didn't.
of
I
a
did.
If you've got a dev of someone who's working on like what, like a Berserk, like not like well, kind of mod, but like another version of it.
Remaster, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know how you would
Like-
call it.
A remaster is same game, but like updated.
it's a remake,
Like-
I guess. Then
Sort of.
technically,
It's kind of like Radical Red, but not that difficult, but not that level of difficulty. Basically, I took something and made it harder.
And a bit more polished in some areas that we just
Yes.
didn't have time to.
It's I called it Pokemon Berserk Reawakened. Reawaken.
Reawakened? I thought it was Reawakened.
It's not. Not space. I had the title. So yeah, I did that.
So yeah, that's cool. I guess the people have that to look forward to. Plus, you have hopped onto another project recently.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
I mean, I've been talking about it basically this whole time on the podcast.
Cool. I joined Wolf.
Yeah, no, he's on the team for Doki Doki Pokemon Club. Officially, we have now had a call about it.
Yep.
Oh.
And once that's over, I
Yay.
can finally work on Thunder Exploration. I haven't touched in like several months.
Yeah. That happens with fan game projects sometimes.
Yep. Can't wait to redesign everything because updated ideas.
Which, speaking of like redesigning and I guess me making games, this does transition well into I have an announcement and a little bit of exclusive info for podcast listeners. I can talk about this a little bit, but I do have I have things that I can't talk about, that's for sure. Crimson knows about some of them.
Yep.
But we'll leave it at that, mainly because, I mean, we talk every night and we're just friends, so I talk a little bit more than I would on the podcast just because nature of things. But, yeah, news, I have joined the team for Pokemon Starfall, which we've talked about twice on this podcast.
that's actually so exciting. Starfall is like a game that I definitely like. I remember when I saw like the recruitment page, like very original. This was before like Tower of Ashes. This was like last summer, and that recruitment post, and they were looking for a writer, and I was like, God damn it! If I had a single ounce of motivation, I would apply to join the team. Because I mean, y'all saw how beautiful Tower of Ashes is. Imagine a more like a full
A game not made in a jam.
a full experience from that team. Like that is going to be what Starfall is, I'm pretty sure, and I am very, very excited to see how it turns out because it looks beautiful. And so I'm very excited for that game.
But yeah, obviously I can't talk about much, but I did talk with the developer last night, just about the game in general. And I was like, so what we're doing a podcast recording tomorrow. What can I talk about, what can I not talk about? Because I didn't even know if I could say I was on the team yet, because that's not really public information. And so I just wanted to like run by and check that that's okay. And also we don't want to like talk about it too much and then overhype it, because it's still not being planned on like coming out like anytime in the near future.
Yeah.
And I mean we
that's
even talked about
understandable.
this like we even talked about this in the second episode about like not hyping up your fan game project and like marketing too much in early stages of development, because that can kill hype and make it harder to regain it.
Yeah.
So I don't want that to lead to a problem, but I can still talk mainly about like a little bit of my experience joining onto the project. And like, and one thing I do want to like really praise them, I guess, for, and like they've been very supportive of my ideas and wanting to change the story. And I mean, you can just infer, if you know me and my writing, you can infer a lot of the kind of discussions that have happened behind the scenes and how things have gone just by the nature of who I am, trying to write a normal Pokemon game, I guess.
I mean, like, I think there's, like, writing a normal Pokemon game, like, I don't know. Writing a normal Pokemon game seems to, like, sell short, because, like, I don't know. I assume, at least, Andy's gonna be writing, like, a story with at least some sort of, like, emotional depth to it. And a lot of Pokemon, like, games don't necessarily have, like, that, like, very much at all. So I wouldn't say it's a normal Pokemon game, but I wouldn't say that's, like, a bad thing. I guess it's more like the rounding off the edges, I'm guessing, is what you're kind of going for.
Yeah, like that's more how, and this is the part that I got okay to talk about a little bit. That's more how the project started off as like the characters felt very, like they had one character trait to them, and that was kind of their whole being and like thing in the story was that one like trait, which is just kind of how it is with Pokemon in general. So that's not really like a diss at them, it's more just like staying true with Pokemon, and it's like, alright, if I'm gonna be on the team, I am probably gonna change some things and do things differently, and they've been very supportive with that. I can't talk about a lot of the things I've changed, but they have let me change a lot from their original plans. Not too much, like it's still the same core ideas, and like all the stuff that has been publicly talked about the story online is still like true, I think. Unless there's something I'm forgetting. But, like, they have let me change a lot from their plans. Which I'm just eternally grateful, and hopefully that means I'm not screwing it up. But they've been liking my ideas. The last call, I think, was the most difficult one in, like, I don't know, explaining my ideas and, like, okaying it with them, or, like, trying to find a middle ground. Because, I mean, that was just us talking about, like, the beginning and ending of the game and, like, going more into the minute details. But yeah, I obviously can't talk too much. But yeah, that's kind of how things have been going. Like, when I joined the project also, there was, like, almost not really much story, like, planned yet. So that also made it easier for me to change stuff, because not much progress had been made in that department.
Yeah. I can see that.
But yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that for now. I probably won't talk about it too much on the podcast, mainly because there's not much I can talk about, but the last thing I will say is there has been a lot of forward momentum in the project recently, and it is being developed.
That's good.
Yeah, I guess on the notion of fan games, and talking about that at the beginning of episodes, which I wouldn't do from now on with podcast episodes, because I think that just makes more sense.
You're a fan game podcast.
I know.
Believe it or not.
Wait, this is?
I know. Crazy,
Ah,
right?
shoot, I gotta leave. That's not what that's not what I speak English, by the way.
But yeah, I guess, like, is there any fan games, Crimson, that, like, stick out in your mind as, like, this is what I really like?
Pokemon Berserk.
Alright, I will
really
send
like
your
that
invoice in
game.
shortly.
I was gonna say, how much he paying you to say that?
I really
Like,
liked it.
no, Berserk's a good game. I just think it's funny that, like, that's the first thing that you mentioned.
It's the most recent one I've played. I don't play many, to be honest.
Yeah.
or like
That's
look
fair.
at much.
And it also makes sense knowing what you like in a story that Berserk would come to mind just in the sake of, like... I don't know, I guess it's a little darker, more serious, which fan games aren't typically.
Well,
And there's more of an emphasis on story. I'm not saying that no other fan games are like that.
no, I think what should be said, because I feel like people are going to get an assumption who haven't played Berserk. Berserk has a, like, I don't know, like, darker, edgier story, but it also, like, is dealt with maturely, which is, I don't know, I feel like I've seen a lot of, like, comments on social media where it's like, oh, I'd love to get into Pokemon, like, ROM hacks, or fan games, but they're all, like, enhancement hacks, and the 10% that aren't are just immature, and I'm like, okay, well...
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Buddy, you just have not been playing the right ones. So I
Exactly.
think it's important to sell Berserk as a game that does have the darker themes, but is also, like, doesn't deal with them like they're in, like, middle school.
Because that's the difference with, like, I saw someone say Berserk was edgy, which I get what they mean, but I think the terminology specifically isn't entirely correct. Because I think it's dark, but, like, the difference between, like, dark and edgy is, like, dark is just the sense of, like, it deals with mature, more, like, darker topics. I don't know how else to phrase it. While, like, edgy, it's, like, it's dark topics, but done in a very immature way, kind of just, like, for shock value, almost. Is how I see the
it's
differentiation.
bringing in more, like, mature themes because of, like, the kind of, like, I guess, clickbaity stuff that comes with it. You're doing it for the sake of, like, attention, not for, like, emotion, like, not for emotional depth, I think is probably the right way to put it.
Yeah, no, Berserk is not like ye old, like, I don't know, edgy fan game. Because I know, like, Volty normally has a problem with that, and I think didn't like the final update of Reborn, if I remember correctly. At least last time I saw the final update of Reborn. I don't know if there's been another one. And also,
Wouldn't
if
be
I
able
am
to
wrong,
tell
I
ya.
am sorry. We get things wrong a lot. But, like, didn't have that problem with Berserk. And Cade, who also, I guess a more better example, Cade usually hates dark, edgy fan
Well,
games.
Like, no, like, here's the thing that I will,
Yeah.
like, I will always shit on a fan game that doesn't know how to deal with a mature theme, because, like, you just, like, have to, like, realize when you are bringing in stuff like Death and Dying, or, like, stuff along those lines, I guess. I'm, like, this is just one example because I see it a lot where, like, they want to kill off a character in a fan game, and it's like, okay, like, I'm not saying don't do it, but if you do it, then you have to deal with it appropriately. Like, think about, like, a person that you're close to dying. You're not just gonna completely forget about them and go on with your life. That's not how life works. You have to mourn, you have to grieve that person, and that needs to be in the game in a respectful way.
And that reminds me of...
Otherwise, that doesn't feel appropriate for that, like, character fan game, I guess.
Yeah, like, I mentioned that in a call with Maz and, like, the Starfall team recently, because I was bringing up how I'm more, like, used to writing, I guess, more darker and mature stories, and, like, writing, and he was like, well, what would you do to change the story to that being, like, more dark and mature, maybe just as, like, a thought experiment to, like, see if the story could be translated in a way that I was more accustomed to, and seeing what that would be. And I was like, my response was, like, if we really wanted to go that direction, we would probably have to scrap the majority of the story ideas we have, because the core fundamentals of the story we have aren't in, like, serious topics, where I feel like if you do have serious topics, they have to almost be, like, one of the core, like, parts of your story, or else you can gloss over them and not handle them well if you don't give yourself the space to handle them.
I mean, that's true, but I think there can also be like more mature themes within like the subtext of things.
Mm.
I was more difficult to pull it off. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for butting in Crimson, but I'll let you talk about Berserk again,
Oh, I don't
or
know what to
whatever
talk
you want to
about.
talk about.
I was just playing Heart Gold while you guys were talking.
Oh. Yeah, I think. Where were we last? Just you liked Berserk?
Yeah. I guess I could say some like hot takes, just like things I would like to see in fan games. Like it's less
Yeah, like
not really story.
what is in your like ideal fan game?
Oh, first off, you gotta remove player bump. Hate that sound effect. Like whenever you walk into a wall, it's always there. I hate it.
I bet you're gonna love Slowpoke Shack then, because they changed it.
I hear that's what happened. Anyway, so there's like because I'm the bad. I like doing Pokemon battles. That's my thing. Battle Citadel, Battle Mountain, prime examples of that. There are moves in Pokemon that just flat out suck and are just like Absorb is 20 base power, and then Mega Drain is 4. Tackle is a move you get at like level 1. It's 50 power. Like I want people to take Absorb, make it 40, and Mega Drain to like 55, because otherwise it's just Absorb is useless. Actually, like just any decent grass move, like not even like an option. Just get rid of. Well,
I mean,
moves like Astonish, I think 30 power. Bad.
There is a little bit with Absorb. It's like, well, yes, it does do less damage. It like still. There is the caveat of you get that damage back as health.
Yeah, but you're also not dealing much damage, and you get Mega Drain so soon. Usually when you have Absorb, you get Mega Drain like just.
That is a good example though, because I feel like in terms of like the draining grass type moves, you have Absorb, Mega Drain, and Giga Drain. And Giga Drain being the most powerful is what, like 70?
75?
75?
Even Absorb was just
not much higher than
35.
Tackle.
Like just
Exactly.
35 and then 55. Do like an increment of. So it's not just this move is terrible. Also, there's Constrict. Constrict's just bad. It's 10 power.
Constrict is crazy. Like, why is that move even in the game?
It could literally just be 40 power. Not change much.
So now I'm curious, like, you said it's in your ideal fan game, like, those kind of things, but is that like a make it or break it thing for you?
Not
Because,
really.
like,
Or just like, I would like moves to actually not be hindering my Pokemon. But it's like the first, when I'm at the very beginning of the game. Then I don't
you
want to
also... you would also not like the final boss to have Tackle?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. Absurd.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like people don't mess around with like the battle system as much until like later in the like the signature Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon moves that just like there's no early basic water type move for beginning and middle. Because there's Aqua Jet, but that's a priority, so you don't want to give that like right away or something. Like there's no equivalent to Ember or Vine Whip for water type, for physical attacking, or like a 60 power water move for physical attackers. There's a lot of special water moves, and a lot of physical water moves are later in the game.
Like, yeah, the one that like could exist is like a Razor Shell, but that also has a high crit rate. It's also 55 power, and it's also not like a water gun where you could see every single water type Pokemon learning it. It seems like a very like you need to have certain like I don't anatomical
So
things to
correction.
be able to use it.
It's 75. It's 75 power.
It's 75?
Yeah.
Wait, what move?
Razor
What?
Shell.
I swear Razor Shell was 55.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Oh.
good. But
Well, then that
it's
that just
still-
makes your point way more. What the?
But I.
Has it
Yeah.
always been 75? I'm honestly shocked.
It's a level 17.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Wait,
Range
level
is there.
17?
yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Wait, what the heck?
Because like Flame Charge is like the Pig Knight equivalent, and I swear that's like 55 or something like that. I don't know. I'm just out here just yapping. I don't actually know.
Yeah. I think some of it, not all of it, but at least like the fan game devs that I know, which I live in a bit of an echo chamber, I will admit, are like, for like not having changes like that. Like they care more about, like they just don't know as much about the battle system, I guess, as you do.
I'm decent. I'm not a competitive battler. Or it's like battler. Pokemon game. Like, I'm terrible at competitive.
Mm-hmm. But I just feel like not many developers like know some of those like critiques and like problems with some of the movesets that you do.
Yeah, I can definitely see that because why the fuck is my camera so dark all of a sudden? Um. Okay. Yeah, like I like one those like move things. It's not something that I normally notice unless it's like egregious, and I'm like looking through my team. I'm like, holy shit! Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, for example, um, like I think the move sets in Gen 8 for Sword and Shield are egregious. At least all of the Pokemon that I
Yes!
use. Like fucking Colossal's best rock type move is Rock Blast. Are you fucking kidding me?
A lot of them
Like,
go up by increments of 5.
yeah.
Oh, let me. I need to. This is something that like doesn't even heard me talk about a lot. Glalie learns Crunch. Let me get the level correct here. Is Glalie a Gen 8 and I think onward learns Crunch at a speed level 61.
That's insane.
It gets Bite at 35.
Fight
And
at
then there's
35 is
five,
also crazy.
and then there's Fido getting
But is
play rough
but
at
is
18.
is Snowrun one of those Pokemon that just like doesn't learn any moves until it evolves?
I don't think it does get moved.
Oh no, yeah, it gets moves. That's
And then this
just
Frostlass that just gets all those instant the Stone Evolution. It just gets
so
Crunch.
dumb.
Also, I put in general this for all the moves that I've listed for like base power. It helps me making move sets.
Yeah, I just
Huh.
always go on like Bulbapedia when I was like, oh, this is so nice. What the fuck?
I don't know if I edited to add anything. Aqua Cutter. Get Aqua Cutter.
Huh.
So yeah, and some of these there might be some save. I don't remember. Like if you look at Fairy, it has 0 physical. Spirit Break is 75 power.
Isn't that also like kind of like a special move?
It is
for,
a
like,
signature. I believe it's a signature move of Grimmsnarl and Iron Valley.
Hmm.
Like
And then you got Play
yes,
Rough,
those two.
and that's it.
Oh.
I feel like Tantrum is like Play Rough, but meaner.
I mean,
It's
there's
like chill-
disarming voice.
Well, I'm thinking like physical moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
there's
then.
no physical moves.
Like Tantrum is like what children do, so it's very physical. That's the explanation.
Hmm. And you've already got Tantrum and Stomping Tantrum, right?
Yeah.
That 90 ground. Or no, that's 75 ground. Excuse me. I was mistaking it for high horsepower.
Oh.
A lot of boozing.
I'm like
Apple
actually just
based
nerding the
early
fuck
boot.
out right now. Holy shit. This is like, this is an amazing resource.
No ground. Special. No like early 40 base power. Or for physical either. Why is ground so...
Yeah.
I mean, there's
We-
one shot at
What's-
55.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
and
saying
I
like,
mean-
you're level 1 moves.
Well, Mud Slap,
yeah.
you don't have that low of power moves in here.
I don't think this like 25. That's like 20 power, I think.
Yeah.
I hate moves like that. Yeah, it's 20 power, but also lowers accuracy. Another thing I hate accuracy and evasion modifying
Yeah.
moves
Mm-hmm.
because
I agree.
it's just luck at that point,
Yeah.
which is just
Mm.
for me. I rather attack and defense and all that.
Yeah. And I
Something
mean,
you can
like,
actually modify.
well, like in like Showdown too, there's like the evasion clause or whatever that doesn't allow you to have like double team or like minimize or whatever.
Abilities, I feel like they're fine because rolled. But like once you get extreme, if a Pokemon that raises evasion, then you just gotta deal with that.
Mm.
It's like it gets, especially with minimize where it does it by 2 stages.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's my tangent.
I mean, obviously you have player bump, move alterations. Is there anything else you like look for in a fan game?
Question. I guess just like the map design have to be like spectacular, good.
It doesn't look ugly.
Basically, it's not just like here's a giant route, here's path, grass over here, and that's basically it. Where it's like way too open, too much open grass, like not wild, tall grass. Basically, first game devs map. Essential.
Yeah.
Oh, I still hate and love like my most infamous outdoor map that I still can't believe I put into a released game.
I mean, I also have some horrendous maps. There's this
don't think-
forest.
I don't
There's
think you
this
remember
forest
the
in Ancient
Wasteland
Leaves, which
map.
is really bad.
I don't think you remember the wasteland in Enscade.
No, I kind of do. It was disgusting.
Like, I think I remember I was on live stream with Endless once, I think. Endless or Voltaire or someone. It was a long time ago, so I can't remember. But they were just like, you know, developing a game for a game jam, and they were live streaming it. And I was talking about how I was terrible at mapping before. You know, I've gotten better. And they're like, oh, you couldn't have been that bad. And then I had to send them a video. It was so big that I couldn't even send an image. I had to send a video of me scrolling through the map, and they were just like, oh.
Yeah, that's when you know it's bad. Do I have a copy of... I don't think I do. Of Ancient Leaves. No, I don't. Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, I hate mapping. It's my least, not least, favorite, just makes it sound like a favorite. I hate doing it in general. Mapping is
Yeah.
stressful. Especially when you're a solo dev with no art skills. Well, I have Wolf now, but
I have minimal art skills at best.
yeah. It's better than my 0.
Yeah, like here, Kane, I need to send you the thing that Crimson is using as his image for the podcast.
Oh.
Oh?
I thought you were going to say something else.
What?
Oh, that's
What was
nice.
I gonna say?
I like that. Though, how is
Full back
Buzzwole standing on top of Larvesta's
Correct.
head?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
No, but for some reason, for all of his like sprite editing or like minimal art stuff, he uses Paint. Microsoft Paint.
I mean, like, look,
Yes.
I can respect that because way back in the day I did that, but
Me,
Also-
Ethan, and Gus have all given him free alternatives, and he's like, no, I must use Paint.
I'm comfortable. Like it.
yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable with that is a big thing, just being comfortable with whatever you're.
I guess, I just find it... Like, why would you willingly torment yourself to that? I don't...
If I need to do something, it's just like a recolor. I need to move a certain pixel. It's like I don't need a fancy program to move a pixel.
Well, no, you don't
Or
need a
change some
fancy
colors.
program. But
Or you're like-
my main problem with Paint and dealing with it is it can't do transparency unless
Yeah,
that's
that's the worst
changed.
thing. No. I mean, maybe the newer versions of Paint.
Don't they do have transparency?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I don't know. Does
I
your
don't know.
Paint
They
have
have-
transparency?
Nope.
Oh, well,
my
that doesn't
laptop
change my
does.
point.
I don't know why they're different, but they're different.
Wait, what does?
But one of my laptop has the transparency, or
What?
doesn't. I don't get it.
Is your
It's a
computer
different
not
Windows
updated or
version.
something?
Oh, it's updated. It's on Windows 10.
Oh, that's not Windows 11.
It wasn't Windows 11. This laptop runs Windows 10.
Oh. Well,
Hmm.
is Paint updated? Like that?
I don't know how to
Physical
update Paint.
Yeah, I don't know how you would actually update Paint.
How do you update Paint?
I have
I don't know.
no idea.
Google!
Also, I want you guys to know, you guys talking about like technical, like being good or bad at technical mapping made me reopen Lotus, which is the last game that I worked on. Actually, that's not true. I worked on Pog Syndrome. I guess I could open that, but I reopened Lotus, and I'm pretty sure most of this is not my mapping.
Oh.
But now I'm just sad seeing this.
Oh.
I wish we could have kept working on this game. It's so good.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Either
I
way.
mean, you can
checked.
always, like, go back to the project, I
Yes, I
guess.
I can, but I don't really want to.
Wonder to interject first. Say something
go
after
ahead.
Cade mentioned the Buzzwole on the Larvesta. There's a reason why it's bigger, because I bought the life-size Larvesta, which is like
Oh,
3'7" tall.
wow.
It's large, and it's coming in March. I think
Wow.
March or May. It's one that's.
That's crazy.
Larvesta is my favorite Pokemon,
Hmm.
and the rest of the Pokemon there are just
Really?
for, like mains I have in Pokemon Unite. And free water is an
Love
inside
that.
joke. So yeah, explain my background. Pretend there's something cool on the left.
But yeah, I guess... I don't know if there's, like, any other... If you were to only make one more fan game in your life, what would you make it?
Are you asking me? General.
He's definitely not asking me.
I guess it's me then. Well, I've had thoughts of a very big project that would need tons of. Because
Ah,
basically,
Dodio.
cause the idea would have to work with not how do I explain this? So Persona, it's basically similar to Persona style, where instead of having rivals, you have teammates who have their own Pokemon you can use with.
Kinda like
And
Pokemon
the-
Masters?
Well, the player can just use whatever. I don't know if you can use whatever in Masters. Like the
I don't
player
think so.
player character would have 3 Pokemon slots that they can use whatever, and the allies can use. They would have a specific typing that they can use, that they can have their full team with. So like, one person would have Psychic as their main Pokemon, and then they can only use Psychic Pokemon, but they can use like types. Basically, kind of like Persona, where you can only have certain party members only have their persona, but the main character can use whatever from the personas that are available.
And then for
That could be
battles,
cool.
when you only have battle as one person at a time and you switch between team members, or do you all battle together?
The idea to have in front, it's 3 people, would be basically you have your battle party, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. You've played Persona, Wolf, so I don't
Yes,
know
I
about you,
have.
Cade.
No, it's on the list. It's on the list.
Basically, in RPGs where you have multiple party members, you can only have
Yeah.
a select few to have in the battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would only have
Yeah.
you would only have yourself and 2 others
Yeah.
to participate, and then you got wild Pokemon with 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And for the Pokemon stats, the person would have the HP and whatever the other stats are the Pokemon's. But it's I haven't really fleshed it out very well yet, but I've had thoughts.
Yeah, 'cause-
And basically, it wouldn't be you select all your moves and then the turn happens. It'd be like Persona, where each person has a turn based on speed.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel like it'd be a thing, but that would be way down the line.
Yeah, you would also need a coder,
Yeah, a very
Which-
smart one.
which means it would most likely have to be a jam project. Because in my experience, at least, it's
Oh,
easier to find
oh.
a coder for a jam
This,
than a
this, this
main
cannot
game.
be a jam project. It would be long.
People have made more ambitious games during jams.
This would be a very long game.
Dude, just make me write it. I can write quickly.
Can you rewrite the entire battle system?
No, I can't write the battle system, but I can write the story.
Well, that is something I would need help with because I haven't fleshed out the story. Again, this would happen way down the line.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'll still be in fan games. It's it was funny. I was after Berserk, I'm alright, I'm done with fan games. I'll make DDPC and that's it. And I'm oh, well, I'm in Starfall now.
You can
Guess
never
that's
get
kind of
away.
gone out the window.
You can never fully get away. I have my foot in the door by being a writer on a few games that don't have a ton of active development.
Yeah, I feel that happens a lot, when I join projects too, and I join them and then the project kind of goes radio silent right when I join.
I guess that's another thing I wanted to games. There's another I have told Wolf about this fan game thing. I don't know if I want to
Oh,
make
yeah.
it public, but basically you would require 9 people for a reason. I don't want to say it because I'm not planning on it anytime soon. So I don't want to say I'm doing this thing and then not do it for months.
Yeah.
Let it keep cooking in my brain. Or how to handle it. I feel like it'd be a fun.
Yeah.
So
I
I
concur.
guess
As
just
someone
throw
who
it-
knows what it is.
I'm just throwing that idea out there, but I don't know when I would start that.
Yeah, don't
That's-
spread it out
Yeah,
there because then people
yeah.
will be expecting it.
Yeah, that's majority of ideas.
It
I
was
mean,
something that take many months. Not many, but
I don't announce a project I'm working on until I have worked on it for at least a week, and even then I try and wait a bit.
A week?
wait.
I'd be saying a few months, honestly.
That's fair. Yeah, for me, actually, it's closer to a few months.
Unless it's a
But,
jam project, obviously. But
Well, yeah. Well, for that, I wait a couple days. But, for a main project, yeah, I guess a couple months. Starfall is an exception, because that's already been going for a while. And it's also been 2 weeks. Close enough. But, mainly, well, also, when I, work on it for, 2 weeks, a lot of progress gets made, and that's usually a good indicator that, stuff is gonna get done compared to Like, a lot of stuff I'll start working on for a day or two, and then I go, oh, well, I'm done with that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally
Like-
get that. Just having all the motivation for like a weekend, and then you're like, you know what? I don't really feel like doing this anymore.
This sucks.
Well, not even it sucks, more just like,
Sometimes it happens like.
I don't know if I felt that. Yeah, I can see that happening. But like,
I actually recently found a flash drive full of projects like that. It's like I worked on one. I made one gym, and then that's it. It's dead. Sometimes it's just like two scenes, and I haven't worked on it since it's like 2018 or something.
Maybe you
not
need
that
to combine all of those together and make it into one game.
Hey, I had the kind like a wild idea with that. for Jam Project, I tried to make a game that basically just mashes all of my Jam games into one.
Oh,
That's an idea. Whenever a Jam happens again, probably summer.
yeah, a winter gym's not gonna happen at this point.
Especially I wouldn't win it.
But like, no, like even recently with like projects that I've started working on, it's like, I started 2 recently, but like I haven't worked on them in weeks and weeks and weeks, like since the new year started, I think. I'm still like, oh yeah, it'd be great to work on it, but I'm just working on so much right now that I don't have the time to work on those specifically.
Yeah, stop joining projects,
So-
by the way.
Yeah, no, Crimson, Guz, and Eepy are yelling at me for doing too much, Kate, and
Because you are.
I mean, I agree. Prioritize your mental health. Like, you're not gonna
mental health's for
hear
losers.
me. Okay, buddy, I'm actually gonna be serious. If you please, like, actually prioritize your mental health. You can be in all these projects and be just fine. That I'm like not upset at that. But if your mental health is declining, you should take a step back.
Well, I guess it can just be, like, sometimes hard to, like, notice when it has, if that makes sense.
Then you aren't allocating enough time for yourself to just, like, notice how you're feeling. In my opinion.
But do you need that?
I think so. I have, like, well, I guess, for example, I'm sure we'll get into this later, but I've been just, like, so busy at work this week that I didn't realize until last night that I was just super stressed. So I think it's important to, even if it's just a few minutes, just think about how am I feeling, why am I feeling this way, and is there any, like, if I'm feeling bad, what can I do to, like, improve my mood. But you could totally also just, like, I know a lot of people who are just, like, everywhere at once, and, like, they're just fine with it. They enjoy it. They enjoy doing all of that, and I'm not one of those people, so but I know the people who are, and they can do it. And if you're one of those people, then more power to you. I'm not gonna until it starts affecting you mentally, then I don't care.
Yeah. Well, no, it's funny, like, I've been joining so many projects and, like, doing so much even in this community, that, like, they want to make it a rule in EV Expo that you can't have me join any of your teams anymore.
Right that.
Yeah. Ethan, I don't think threatened it as a joke. Because he was like, I'm friends with Kat, I can make that happen.
I mean, I'm also on the EV Expo team. I can make that happen.
True.
Get him.
No, I'm not planning on joining any more projects anytime soon.
Good.
Like I said, I have 2 other projects that are on the back burner that I would want to happen before this, but like, the reason why I joined Starfall, which I remember before I told Crimson, I was just like, oh no, he's gonna kill me. He did. Well, he didn't kill me. But
Metaphorically.
yes. But like the reason why I joined Starfall was, I mean, I've talked about this a bit before. I want to go into the film industry, and you're not always going to be able to work on your like passion projects just to live. So like just being able to work on a more traditional project and still be able to find ways to make it your own and like make it enjoyable for you, I feel like is a integral skill I'll need to know.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm hoping to get out of Starfall. Also, just to say that I've been in a big Pokemon fan game project. On top of Starfall looks cool.
Starfall looks amazing.
But yeah, I guess just like Crimson, what's your opinion on the community at the moment? I don't know, that's a weird question.
It exists, got people, and they talk, and they make games.
And podcasts.
True. I don't really have a opinion on the community. I'm not really in too deep with it.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm in a small section of.
I feel like all of us are in a small section of the community.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well,
least
everybody
we
everybody
declare.
has their own, like, think about it as like friend groups. Like everybody has their own like primary friend group that they hang out with the most, and then they, I don't know, go off in little different directions as well. So you're always gonna have like the people that you hang out with the most. Or you can just be me and just not talk a lot at all in the community and just randomly stream sometimes.
Yeah. I definitely did not interact with the community much until, like, last year, but that's also because I was just young and
A
didn't
child.
have much... Yeah, didn't have much interest, I guess. Well, also, it's because I knew not many people would want to, like, become friends with a child, just because it's a little weird. Speaking of which, last episode, Tom insinuated that I said something very different than I did, which I can now remember that I can explain why I was like, that is so weird, especially for who I'm talking about, because I remember he talked about on stream. I was talking about Nand.
God. That shit was so funny because I was trying to clarify because I knew you didn't mean that, and then you kept saying no, and I was like, come on, like, please.
Well, but then I figured out what Tom was insinuating, and then I'm like, no. And I didn't say it back then because I didn't know if it was public knowledge that I remembered that it was. I was talking about Nand, who was also a child.
Yeah, no, that would have been... God.
And so that's why I was like, no, you are wrong, Tom. Yeah, I guess... I feel like we've talked about fan games enough.
Damn,
I mean,
no
we've had,
Sevi
what,
Islands
40
mention
minutes?
is crazy.
I mean, we can talk about it in this next
No,
section.
I mean, like, I think it would be better to wait until, like, other people are here, because I assume, Crimson, you haven't
Okay.
played it?
Nope.
Okay.
I watched ED
Yeah.
stream it, and then I don't think he streamed it since.
Yeah, I am enjoying the game. I actually, like, want to stream more, but my internet has shit the bed recently, and we're trying to figure that out. Which honestly, knock on wood, it's been just fine throughout this recording. So, we'll see, I guess. But yeah, it's a very good game, and I highly recommend it, and I'll leave it at that because I know we'll have more episodes where we discuss it further.
Oh, definitely. Who knows, maybe I'll even play it, because I know my computer has not crashed since I got it. And so Tom was like, oh, so are you gonna go back to streaming? And I was like, no promises. Mainly because that wasn't the main reason I quit streaming. I mean, it did not help. I mean, part of it was, I think I've even said this on the podcast, the overpopulation of Pokemon fan game players. where I just feel like I wouldn't have anything to add. The only thing unique to me is my, like, outlandish takes on things, and for that you would just watch the podcast.
I mean, streaming really just comes down to, like, if you enjoy it, I feel like.
Yeah.
I stream when I feel like it, and sometimes it's more often than not, and sometimes it's not that often. So if you, like, don't enjoy it, then I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. But, like, I guess my concern of, like, overpopulation of that sphere has kind of changed, just in the fact that Kenny has somewhat been able to get into it. So, I don't know. Which, speaking of which, Kenny at the start of the new year, or somewhere around that time, got, like, new art for his channel commissioned. Which is so funny to me, because I feel like ow! Sorry, the thing that makes my light less harsh fell off, so now it's just blinding me. 1 second. I feel like all of us kind of just got, like, new art at the same time, even though we all kind of were, like, going off the same art for, like, years. Because, like, you recently got new art. The podcast did. Kenny did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured... I mean, I've been thinking about getting new art forever, and then I was like... Now that I'm doing, like, video essays and, like, my like channel is reaching out, I guess that outreach is a little bit more for like video essays and stuff. I was like, I should probably get something that looks like me, and I literally hate taking pictures of myself, and I am not photogenic in my opinion. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ask somebody to like make art for me. And also, I don't know if I've ever publicly said Jello did the artwork, or I guess he's known as Noju now. Great artist.
Yes.
Highly recommend. I really like my art. But yeah, you are right that like everybody, because like I think I was literally, I got the commission, or like I got like the first draft of my art like right as we were discussing getting it for the podcast, which is hilarious.
Which, I guess, just, like, speaking on the response from last episode, because I remember when the episode came out, I was very worried about, like, performance I don't care too much about, but, like, that people weren't gonna watch it. Mainly because didn't know people were gonna recognize it as the podcast, because the thumbnail was a very different style.
Yeah.
Not very different, it was close, but there was definitely some changes. On top of, like, just not knowing how people would like the new style the podcast was going, because it's just the layout's a lot brighter, and so, I mean, obviously when there's a big change coming, there's a little bit of a worry of, like, will people like it, will people not? But there has been a good number of, like, positive... What's the phrase? Reinforcements?
Positive reinforcement continued. Like we didn't. I don't know. People are still enjoying the podcast, I guess, type thing.
Yeah, like, like, the episode still did well. I think it's sitting at a 3 out of 10 on YouTube Studio now. For a long time, it was a 1 out of 10. But it trickled down over time, which, whatever. 3 out of 10 is still good. Especially for, like, coming back after a hiatus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not suspect anyone was gonna dislike the art, because, I mean, the art's just good.
Yeah.
Plus, in my opinion, it's like, I did not realize how bad, like, the layout was of our layout until we now have a new one.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, we're on a podcast. I feel like the layout shouldn't really matter too much, but
No.
like, you're here to listen to us, not watch us.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you pretty much have to watch us on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and it's also one of those things where it's like, obviously we still had an audience even with a bad layout, because that's not what matters. It also does not hurt to have a better layout.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm trying to think if there's been any other, like, fan game thing to catch up on, but honestly, it's been a pretty chill... I mean, it's been 2 weeks since we've recorded, but even then, it's still been a pretty chill 2 weeks, I feel.
Yeah. I don't know, I've not been paying attention a ton. So, but I think it's been pretty chill.
Yeah, the website is still trying to get up for EV Expo. People are discovering Pokemon Emerald Sea Glass too many types, Infinite Fusion and all that. But I mean, I feel like those get talked about to death. And I mean, other than Starfall, I mean, there's not been many that I'm like, like this has caught my eye recently, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds about right to me.
I guess we can move on to the segment of kind of just our lives. I feel like we've talked everything we can when it comes to fan games.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a weird episode. I am also a little tired. I think we all are, to a degree.
I'm fine. I'm here.
I'm tired. I'm more than tired, but...
Yeah, I mean, well, just like... I don't know, who wants to go first, I guess?
Why don't we have our guests go first?
Because I don't know what to say. I really don't know.
I mean, what games have you been playing?
Pokemon White 2. I guess, yeah, I could talk about that. I am part of a tournament that basically, the monotype tournament, 18 people get assigned a type, and then they just play a Pokemon game with that for a monotype, Nuzlocke, hardcore. I have normal, I've been playing White 2, I've been destroying it, there's so many good types in that game. Get a level 25 Braviary. Hey.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, get a Route 4. Stay with Mandibuzz for Black 2.
Oh, actually, I kind of remember that now.
So yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I've been just... Because, Max Friendship Stab Return with Silk Scarf and Attack Eevee is extremely strong. It's basically 120 power with no cost to it.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, I've been breezing through the game. I've gone to 5th gym. Yeah. I'm also playing Animal Crossing. Metaphor. How do you say it?
Refantasio, I think.
I think. I need to get the game. Where is it?
I'm just assuming that's what it's called.
I've been calling it Metaphor Fantasio.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm just doing a very basic Fantasio. No clue what that
Someone
word
in the
means,
comments
but
tell us how to actually pronounce that.
what that word even means.
Is that even a word?
Why am I asking? I have a phone. I can just...
I don't think it's a word. Or
Fancy
I can't.
word. I think that's what it's meant to mean.
It's probably one of those things that just sounds cool. The word you've entered isn't in the dictionary. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not a word.
Okay, I think I might have found something where I looked up the word Fantasio. According to According to someone on Reddit, Fantasio is an Esperanto for fantasy.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Oh, I think it's the in-game link. I don't know. Is that what
That makes sense.
Esperanto?
Oh, no. I have no idea what that means.
Wait, it's a
I don't
Polish
know.
thing.
I don't know what
Wait, when is it? What word is it?
Esperanto?
Oh, an
Esperanto.
artificial language devised in 1887 as an international medium of communication based on roots from the chief European languages. And I would presume that the chief European languages are going to be like Latin based.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing much Polish.
I don't know. It says something about
Linguistic properties.
In Belarus, oh, I'm butchering that. Well, I'm half Polish and I'm butchering this. What am I doing? Bialystok? I don't know. The inhabitants were divided into 4 distinct elements: Russians, Poles, Germans, and Jews.
Well, there's your
so Fantasio is that for fantasy apparently.
Okay.
Alright then.
Still have zero clue what it means. Still lost.
Fair enough.
It's a good game. Oh,
I heard great things about it, so
I'm having fun.
that's good.
But yeah, for me, I haven't played many games, if I remember correct. Yeah, no, I haven't played any games. But, stuff has still happened in my life. Like, I know Kane talked today about he had a white elephant at his work party a couple weeks ago. And like a month ago.
No, that was for my family's Christmas.
Oh, family's Christmas. Well, my work party had a white elephant.
Okay.
And here, I need to show what I got. Well, so what I offered up for the work elephant, for the white elephant, was they said it would, like, they wanted it to be like a little funny, but like have some practical use. So I got like a desk, punching bag.
Oh my god, the coworker who sits next to me has one of those.
So I got one of those, and I also got one of those buttons that when you press it, it just says no.
I like that. Those are good.
And what I got... Okay, I'm gonna try and find a way to share my camera to you guys.
I feel like I'm getting threatened again by the whatever
the scythe?
weapon. Yeah, the scythe.
No, that's not gonna happen again. So what I ended up getting... Here, turn on camera. Okay. 1 second, I need to go and get it. It's on my bed. This fella.
Aww.
Squirtle.
Oh.
I have a coworker.
I don't know how to...
We have like an inside joke at my, not an inside joke, but like we just have a thing at my work where we have like a lot of people who have like Pokemon as their like profile pictures. I know, get a bunch of computer science, software engineer people and give them teams and give them free reign of their profile picture, and a lot of them choose Pokemon. But mine is Lechonk, obviously. But I have a coworker who's got like the Squirtle from like the head of the Squirtle Squad as his. So that reminded me of that. Even though
Yeah,
that's
I
not really
didn't-
Squirtle Squad, it's Squirtle.
No. I didn't originally get this gift. I forgot. I don't know what I got. Oh no, I did get anything originally because that's not how White Elephant works. But I chose not to open it up because I saw someone else open this up and I was like, it would only make sense for me to get this. So I stole it.
Nice.
And now I have it. Yeah, other than that,
I could talk about why Elephant did like kind of funny.
Sure.
So, so I had this group of people from go where went to different parties. I should rephrase this: 2 separate years, same group of people, party, white elephant. Anyway, I'm good at this. So, on that first year, what I got was I think it's, I don't know, 180 disco light thing that can play music and show lights because disco ball. So it was cool. But then so the next year I decided I wanted to have a fun joke for me. I'm interested. So I gave a Lego thing, but the main thing I was gonna give was putting in general a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
That's good. I like that.
So yeah, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh card White Elephants gift.
Yeah, that is great.
So I thought that was funny, and then the person who got it didn't react at all. So I was sad.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
But hey, I have a disco
That
ball.
is unfortunate.
Not with me right now. It's in a different.
That is cool. Yeah, other things in my life. Like I said last podcast episode, I was growing out my facial hair and didn't know if I wanted to like keep it for school. I ended up choosing to keep it. And I mean, generally people obviously didn't care if they didn't know me. But like my small group of friends at school, I love their reactions because I mean, people were acting like it was such a weird thing because it was like, you were clean shaven before. I'm like, yeah, most high schoolers are.
Yeah.
I don't feel like.
I was clean shaven in high school, believe it or not. It was also part of the uniform policy, but
Yeah.
I was. I just don't like having facial hair. Public place.
Yeah. Well, so for
Sounds like
me,
it's
it
too lazy.
was back in 4th grade. I had to wear a costume for some kind of presentation or something, and I wore a fake beard. And I just remember that like people were like, the beard weirdly like looks good on him. And so ever since I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to have a beard when I'm older. And like, I don't think I'm at the point now where I can grow out a full beard, at least soon. But like, still the amount of facial hair I can grow. I mean, like, my AP stats teacher was like, you have more facial hair than I've ever had in my life.
there are some people who literally just can't grow any facial hair at all.
Yeah. And so, and people have said it looks good on me, so I'm planning on keeping it. At least for the time being. We'll see. I may change my mind. I like how it looks, other people like how it looks, so I'll most likely just keep it. There's some... there's other stuff to... I guess I can talk about, like, school. We came back to school last week, but, we were gone for the first week at school. I don't know if I talked about this last episode, because there was a huge snowstorm where I live. In a lot of areas. And we had, like, the whole week off of school. Which sounds great. It's not. Mainly because it wasn't, like, days off. We had, like, online days. And it was just weird.
Yeah,
But,
there is something to be said about, like, learning in person. There's, like... I mean, if I was a senior in high school, though, I'd probably appreciate the online days, because then I wouldn't have to do shit, but...
Well, but you still have to do shit. Like, in my
well...
math... Especially, like, in the first day of online days, they don't really make you do much, because they're like, it's only one day, we'll subside, but, like, for a whole week, they're gonna make you do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I remember this one one of my math classes, because, you know, I'm taking 2, literally made us watch a math notes video every day, and each notes video was an hour and a half.
And this is a class you have every day?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. I did not watch the notes videos. I just went straight to the homework and went, I'm just gonna figure it out myself. It'll be quicker that way.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
But
Or
like
just,
it was.
read the textbook.
Well, we don't have a textbook.
You don't have a textbook for math?
Nope. I mean, for AP Stats I do, but not for this math class.
That's crazy. I mean, like, you still probably watch a video online and it'd be faster.
Oh, just like a random video online, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there was... I have no idea why the notes video was that long.
Or just play the video at 2x speed. That was my thing in
That's
college.
still... Oh, I do that for my AP Stats notes. But, like, still, 2x speed, that's... 45 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, you are still investing
long.
a decent amount of time.
But, like... So, the first week of online learning was not great. Did not like it. Then we went back to in-school learning, and it was even worse. I have already given up on high school, basically. Senioritis is kicking in.
Welcome
On top
to
of, like...
senior slide.
Yeah. And part of it is because it's like I've already gotten into college, so it's like, what's the point? But mainly it's like last week just beat the shit out of me. And I'm done.
Yeah. That's how it be.
I mean, I don't know if there's much I can talk about that happened last week, mainly because there's just not a point to. But like, yeah. That's how my life's been. It's been a little hectic, but also I prefer hectic over boring, because that's what keeps life interesting.
I think.
I don't know, I feel like sometimes you say that just because, like, that's not the way you live, so you, like, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it.
It's just weird story
I do.
of your life. My life's
It's what keeps it interesting. Well, exactly, but not everyone has to, like, live a simple life.
Each their own.
But I don't know. Yeah, anything been going on with you, Kane?
Oh. Oh.
That you can talk
Yes.
about?
Yes. Well, some stuff that I can't talk about, but let's just say I had a very interesting past weekend, which was unexpected. I got like kind of surprised Friday afternoon, and then the weekend was different. Over the weekend, my parents were gone and like moving my sister into college, or moving her back to college. So I thought I was just gonna do nothing all weekend, which I mean, I can't say I was looking forward to doing nothing, but it was what it was, and that changed, and I had a great time over the weekend. It was great, and then the week comes back around and I'm like, fuck, I just feel like shit, and I continue to feel like shit. Just generally, like, I don't know, don't feel good, sad, depressed, kind of, I guess. And then work's been just fucking horrendous this week. I don't know how much I've like talked about this, because I talked to it to like a lot of my like friends and family, but like I've been working on like a project for the past few months, and like my end of the, like, how the fuck do I talk about this without like just spewing company secrets? Basically, we have this process that we're trying out, and this is like the first project that we're like doing it with, and that has like, it has mostly gone well, but then there's like one other person that's doing like a different part of the same project. But the project like mostly reflects on me, because I'm the one who's like writing the code for it. So my part of the work has been done for like a week, 2 weeks now, but the other person's work, and I like told them, I was like, hey, like, we're trying to get it, the technical deadline that we were shooting for was next Wednesday, but the whole thing is like, you don't want to merge it in on next Wednesday. You want to give time for other people to like go through it and make sure it works and nothing's broken, right? So we kept like I originally wanted to merge it a week ago. That's how like long ago my work was done. And we kept pushing it back, pushing it back because this other guy did not get his work done. And he like, and I literally warned him like a whole week before. I was like, hey, like, let's go. Like, we're ready to go. And he just, like, obviously there were some other like circumstances going on with him that sucked, but also like he did not get his work done, and he didn't start cleaning up his like code until like a week after I told him to start doing that. And that has caused basically like everything to be delayed a little bit. So I didn't get feedback from like external people that I like needed to get feedback from until the very beginning of this week. Again, we kept pushing back the deadline, so the make it or break it day was actually today. And we just decided like, okay, we can't make this like release, we have to push it back another release, which is really annoying because it's completely not my fault, but it's going to reflect on me as the person who didn't get it done, because that's, I guess, that's at least how I see it. So like these like Tuesday and Wednesday, I like locked in all day. It was like the most productive I've been at work in a 2-day span, like probably in my entire life, which is like good and bad, I guess, because I like, it was very stressful, and I like I talked about earlier, I didn't like realize how stressed I was until like last night. And then like yesterday, literally I had to stay like I think a half hour late at work, and then I went to the gym, drove home, and then had to keep working. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. And then I did all of that work Tuesday and Wednesday just to like not be rewarded for it, because of not my problem. We had like we were getting all ready to like, and we were gonna be able to like finish it today, and then something that the other guy was in charge of that I was completely unaware that we needed to like make sure was working, like was not working. And this just got brought to my attention yesterday, and I was like, okay, well, what the fuck? So that was annoying. I'm like less stressed now because I don't know, I know we'll be done with our stuff when like I'm gonna be able to like put it like finish it. And I have another work thing that's like a different department, and they're just being like actually idiotic. Like this guy, the guy in like that I'm working with for my other project is like he's trying his best. This other team, I'm like actually shocked, like what the fuck is going on. But again, very very stressful, but it's gotten better. That doesn't change the fact that I'm like sad and depressed, but like, hey, I'm just trying to get back into like normalcy after like the weekend, and I like still haven't really found that. That's the reason why, like, I don't know, I'm probably like tired in this episode and stuff. I feel like I just vented, so I'm sorry, but
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I'm still playing Metro 2033, and and also the internet's been shitting the bed. I guess I've talked about that already though, so we're trying to figure that out too, and that falls on me.
Great. Yeah, I guess for like things kind of going shittily, one thing I can kind of talk about, but I probably shouldn't too much just to not crap on people too much, but like with like I'm graduating soon. The school was doing their last like play. When was auditions? It was like last week. And I was like, you know what? I'll try out. But it's like I knew that the person who runs the school theater has a clear favoritism problem. Like everyone in the school basically knows it. I did not like that, and so I was basically, I was like in my mind, you know what? I'm gonna try really hard, and I'm gonna like do an exceptionally good job that she in her good conscience cannot fall back on her favoritism.
Your mistake was thinking that she couldn't fall back on her favoritism.
Yeah, that was my problem. But yeah, I didn't get cast at all, mainly because for some reason, she only cast 9 people, even though like 40 plus people auditioned. And 25 people got callbacks. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. Because, like, there were many talented people that did not get casted at all just because there weren't enough parts. And the person who got the main lead male part does not fit the part at all, but it's her favorite, so he got... It was a situation. It's high school theater. It kind of comes with the territory, to a degree.
Sorry to hear that. That sucks.
Eh. But yeah, it was that on top of, like, my grades have been falling a little bit, but by that I mean I am no longer a straight A student. Oh no, whatever will I do? No, it was funny, for a little bit I got the notification from my, like, the app that the school uses to put in grades, and, my teacher put in the grades wrong, so I had a 666 in a class for a little bit.
Like percentage?
I don't have that grade anymore, sadly.
I had that happen, I think. I don't remember when, but it was so nice.
Yeah, I was
But
happy. It didn't last long.
No.
I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't catch it. He caught it. But I mean... No, actually, there is one annoying thing. Because I was, like, stressed out about the audition and working for that for, like, days and days, trying to do the best I could, and just, like, rehearsing the monologue I had to do. And just generally, since last year, I think I've talked about this a little bit, was a very lackadaisical year for school for me. Like, it was just... I had super easy classes for, like, every class I took. The hardest class I took last year was forensic science, to, like, put that in perspective. It's not a hard class. But that was somehow the hardest class I took. And because of that, I got off of that, like, sort of momentum of, like, being able to do stuff. And it also put me in a really bad sleeping habit, because when you have nothing to do in school and you have no internet connection, what else can you do but sleep? And so, like, ever since that last year in school, I just kind of had a really bad habit of just, like, falling asleep. And I'm
Yeah?
still kind of dealing with that. And it's also, like, this year has been really hard because I'm trying to, like, pick back into that momentum of, like, doing work and doing stuff in, like, more challenging classes. Not, like, hard classes, but challenging. And it's just really hard to go back into a momentum when you're, like, kicked down and not doing stuff for, like, a year. On
Yeah.
top of it being, like, senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's kind of how things have been for me recently. It could be worse. Which normally when I say that, that usually means things are bad, but it could be worse. Could be better. We'll see how things go. Yeah. I know it's a little bit of a downer note, I guess, but I feel like we should end the podcast episode soon. I should have dinner. You know, it's almost 8.
I also need to eat.
It was funny, in the middle of the podcast episode, I muted my mic, but my mom screamed out to me. I was like, hey, you ready for dinner? And I was like, I'm recording the podcast.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any weird facts to end us on, sadly, unless you guys know anything.
I could probably dig something up in my friend group chat, but that might be too weird for the podcast, honestly. Let me see. Um, hmm. Yeah, no, there's nothing in here that I can like actually say.
In Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, a post-game exclusive Pokemon.
That's actually actually I remember Where did I see that?
Only in the dream.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh yeah, I did Unite match of the moon.
How did it
I
go?
guess we're talking. I lost.
Oh,
My
sucks.
teammates sucked.
Hmm.
Bad team. Except for the Tinker
Are you
team.
sure it wasn't your fault?
Oh, I was being defender. Defending.
Hmm.
It was too much up, man.
Yeah, thank you guys if you made it this far. I guess for a question to ask y'all. I don't know, what topics, since we don't have a game jam to occupy the podcast for a while, it looks like, in case we have days like this where we kind of, like, lose the topic, what are, like, topics that you would be interested to hear us, like, talk about?
Yes. Yes. Tell us what to yap about because we
Yes.
clearly like
We're great at it.
I'm out here yapping about how shit my life is. This is a fan game podcast. Y'all should tell us to talk about some fan game shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about that. I'll probably be gone for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, even, like, specific projects that, like, have your eye,
Yeah.
we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything. Out there.
Anything.
I can come
Well,
up with a
almost
crap opinion
anything.
any day.
If you haven't played Persona, it's a great.
Oh yeah, thank you for stopping by, Crimson, and being our honorary third member of the day.
Yes, thank you. It was very
Glad to
last
be
minute,
here.
by the way. For
I
those who don't know.
figured.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to them. Yeah, I got told like 2 hours ago if I wanted to join. Not 2 hours ago. 2 hours when starting.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
3 hours ago.
Yeah, no, I was
Yes,
unsure
that's
if we
weird.
were gonna be able to get anyone, because, I mean, it was very, very last minute.
Oh, I have a lot of free. Throw me in. I don't care.
Yeah. Question. Oh, I already said a question for y'all. I am tired. Alright, thank y'all for stopping by. See you all next week when hopefully we have more to talk about.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
See you.
See ya.